All right, hello.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning. Welcome, Gift Division. We're back again. And today we are excited to share with you what we have coming in 2020 from our friends at Studio M. We welcome Tammy Hickel, Executive Vice President of Studio M, and Margot Tantau, who is the new Director of Product Innovation. So Margot, really excited to see your face this morning. Everyone at OneCo certainly knows Tammy, but we're thrilled to have you as well. Just coming off the heels of a tremendous early buy. Super excited about that. I hope we can touch on that a little bit, which I think we do as we get into the detail here. But first and foremost, we'd love to hear a bit more about you, Margot, and Tammy, if you could share a bit more about your coming on board.
Yeah, so we're so excited to join you this morning. So thanks for inviting us in via video. I want to just kind of reintroduce Margot, since a lot of the GMs probably haven't, maybe have heard the name, but and have maybe seen the face around the halls, but don't really know Margot. So Margot, tell us just a little bit about yourself since joining Studio M, or prior to joining Studio M.
Sure, I grew up sort of eating, drinking, seeing product. I have an interior design mom, and so we always were looking at things and talking about things. And I have been working with product and wholesale and retail my whole life. So have a retail background had my own store, so I really understand selling, and then mostly product development and working with companies. I might have seen some of you, if you ever worked with companies like Midwest CBK or Creative Co-op, places like that. But my real passion is artists and creative companies and getting those businesses farther along and making great products. So I'm really excited to be doing that here at Studio M and working with the quality that they so care for, and also with the artists that they so care about. So looking forward to growing that even more with you guys.
Excellent, excellent. We look forward to it as well. Thank you. And you certainly touched on something, gift TMs, you certainly know this. Studio M talks about this all the time. It's all about the art. And you all work with fabulous licensed artists and bring amazing product to us accordingly. So thank you for that. Okay, so we're going to dig in and we're going to talk about what's new for spring and summer 2020. Can we believe we've been talking 2020? I feel like Space Odyssey wasn't that long ago, but on here, I'm going to start to share, and we're going to bring up their PowerPoint and walk through. Oops, you know what? We're not. I'm telling you a story, folks. Hang on here. Getting ahead of myself. We're going to do one thing first. We're going to spin around the room. So let's do that. Let's take a lap around real quickly, because folks, we're going to bring up the PowerPoint. It's going to make the screen a little bit tighter, and then as we bring up each piece of product, a bit more challenging to see. So let's take a lap around and see what we've got coming.
All right, here we go.
Sorry, we're on a little, this is the line True Cotton. We'll get into that more, but it's gorgeous. And we've paired it with our poles and pots, which you'll see. We've got Field Guide.
Really pretty.
Stephanie Burgess and her wonderful poles, and some new chimes and things there, which we'll get into. We're excited to be working with Curly Girl and Lee Stanley.
Woo, Curly Girl.
Yes, she is.
Awesome.
Got some wonderful new, different and innovative product from her. Very happy about that. Our newest pots and flags and mats, which we're excited about, of course. I'm going to spin around behind me. I'm just kind of going in a circle. Super excited about our new mini poles here, which we'll get into more detail about. Our pots, 6 inches, which hold those mini poles well. And then an extension to Birdsong, Lori Siebert's line, with some more giftable items, which we know the customer will love because that line is doing so well. And then some more Wings of Whimsy Angels. So we've got lots to show you and lots to talk to you about. And I'll bring it back over here, and we'll start with True Cotton and go to our PowerPoint so you can see things more closely.
Great, perfect. Thank you so much for that little sneak peek. All right, let me bring this up. There we go. All righty.
Okay, I'm gonna get it so I can see the screen. There we go. All right, so
Right, so we've just given you a whirlwind tour of over 573 new SKUs that we have to offer.
did you catch all of them?
Yeah, did you catch all those? For January, of course, you've been hard at work with selling 268 of them through the early buy offering, but we have over 305 of them for your customers to see brand new at January market. And of course, we've been sending a few sneak peeks out through email to our retailers to kind of give them a quick taste of things. And we're excited to share those a little bit more in depth with you today.
Mm-hmm. The artist behind True Cotton is a lovely woman by the name of Erin Gute. It's sort of like Gouda cheese, if you want to know how to pronounce that. And you can really follow along and see more of her passion on her Instagram, True Cotton Instagram, or her website, which is a good thing to do to kind of dig in a little bit, because she's really, her brand is very strong, her personal brand. I just wanted to show you a couple of examples of things. These wonderful mugs that we did. You'll see this pattern throughout the line, but we carved it into each mug, and we're selling them as a set of 4 to bring all the lovely colors in to the store. You can see them there on your PowerPoint as well. Mm-hmm. And just another little kind of something to show. We did the bandanas are super hot right now. Stores are looking for them. Artists are making them left and right. And so we did a series of bandanas with Erin, but the cool thing is they're napkin size too, and they're a great blend. So like I'm wearing one, but we show them with the mugs because they make such great napkins or just fun little giftables. So just wanted to point that out. This awesome piece. This is a super signature piece for the line. We sculpted this beautiful picture that's just makes a huge, wonderful vase as well. And it's her artwork, and it's echoed in the wall art as well. But this is just a super special piece that would really bring, I always want that aha piece to bring the customer into the store, and that's it.
Anchors the display nicely. What is the height on that? It looks quite substantial.
The height on that, it is probably 16 was going to be what I said
16
too.
inches.
So it's really great, and it's a great shape too.
Mm-hmm. Very
Has a handmade feel, because it is. We have beautiful bells here that are nice and plain and simple. I'll make sure you can see those. Nice big chunky bells, which are great for outdoors in those subtle colors. We have mini pulls that go along with the line, and they carry on the wonderful quote that she has on her artwork here as well. Just really strong graphics. And I love the fact that we pulled in the core pieces of the line. You want to talk a little bit about?
Yeah, so the nice thing is that within this line, we straddle all 3 kind of categories in terms of home, gift, and garden. So we join product across all of the categories that we do. So not only the mugs, vases, the bells, and frames and artwork are wall art that Margot mentioned, but also taking it into mat, planters, and the art poles. So you see this truly goes from the indoors all the way outside with her creative look, her kind of airy watercolor feel, and hand lettering.
Yeah, really lovely.
I'm really thrilled that we found a good place to combine gift and garden in that way, because it just it gives just that much more opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think, and your price point here, $18.50 on the set of tea towels. Mm-hmm. So retailer, you break that down, that's $6.16 each. That's a great margin opportunity for them, and certainly right in the tea towel wheelhouse of what's going on out there.
You'll notice that we did something a little bit different than maybe how we've done our towels before. We're doing some sets now, so that helps with the retailer buy-in. It also helps make a stronger presentation within the retail store. So we want them to kind of tell the full story, and not just cherry pick one or two items. So you'll see a lot of different things being sold in sets of 2, sets of 3, having partners with them. A good example of that are the wonderful frames that she's done. Both of these have a coordinating print on them. It's a wood veneer with a hand paint on the front of it. And again, it's sold in a set of 2. Obviously, the retailer could break these up and sell them individually in the store. But again, to get that presentation and to help tell the story at retail and to build bigger orders for you as a TM, we're selling those as sets.
Mm-hmm. And those frames would be great wedding, great baby, fresh farmhouse look. They really cover a lot of bases, I think.
They do. It's really, really pretty collection.
And then we have some new wall pockets, and you'll see those in 2 collections. It's metal, and it's just a great place to, hold cards or keys or whatever right at the door or at your desk. Just a neat, good giftable piece as well.
Again, a great price point.
Mm-hmm.
For a good
To
size
recap, True Cotton, if you will, it's a new lifestyle line. It kind of covers gift, home, and garden. It's definitely on trend. It has that airy watercolor feel and kind of her distinctive hand lettering. The items are made from a variety of different materials. So you see the metal, you have wovens, you have canvas, you have ceramic, the little pouches that we want to be sure and kind of get in. The pouch is the same size as what you have in Garden Dirt and in Buzz Off. So it makes a great little cosmetic bag. It makes a great bag to store all of your computer cords in, your makeup brushes, jewelry that when you're traveling. So lots of different uses that you can have. And again, still the same kind of light, airy watercolor feel that's so on trend right now. And then again, as Margot mentioned, they all coordinate together.
And Tammy, please refresh my memory here. If they're the same as the others, they're cotton fabrication, but what is the inside? Is there a lining in them or no?
There's not a lining, just a nicely finished seam.
Perfect.
Just nice and clean and good price point and a nice shape because it does hold a lot.
Cool. Awesome.
And then we've brought back the coasters, our absorbent paper coasters that are made out of a very heavyweight material or paper material. Again, we tested these out through Buzz Off line and had such great success for them that we're bringing them back in a couple of different ways for January. So you see them within the True Cotton line. We've also done them within our Garden Elegance monogram line.
So we're pulling it all together for you.
Yeah. Love the wall art. Gorgeous.
Yeah, we love it too.
So, and by the time period, the time beneath these items, Tammy, indicates that there are 3 offerings in that size and then 2 in the.
We're in the size Tammy's holding now.
Correct. And I'm trying to get this a little bit close to the screen so that you can see kind of that background print. It's really beautiful how it has kind of this very subtle print in the background with the lettering over the top of that. And you see that within all of the different canvases.
One of the things we wanted to do here is that if certainly the trend of quotes on the wall is just ongoing and everywhere. But we wanted to get a little bit away because we feel trend is getting away from the just plain old gray and white. So this is still very neutral, but you see her hand and starting to see more color brought back in things, but still this would go in a very neutral, beautiful setting as well.
Yeah, no, it's lovely. All right.
I'm struggling to try to untie the chunky bells, but the bells just have such a nice heavy weight. They're about twice the size of what you would see for the heart note bells and a much heavier look on them. The jute rope hanging on them is about 3 times the weight of what you find from heart bells. So it's just a nice, chunky, solid piece. They look great individual, but they look terrific with the all different 3 sizes hung together in a staggered way.
Beautiful colors too. They almost, I mean, they could go nautical. You know, one could really get clever with those.
we're really pleased with how those turned. All right.
Okay, so let's move on to our next line, and that's heading over to Curly Girl.
All right.
We're going to spin you around over here.
Right. Curly Girl. So let's just pause for a sec. Margot, you've worked with Lee for some time. So again, give the audience here a little feedback on Lee and her success and tenure in the market. I know
Absolutely. So Lee Stanley, right out of art school, she really wanted to, she grew up in St. Louis, and she really wanted to be a Hallmark artist. And she applied there more than once and was turned down for some crazy lucky reason more than once too, because she's had such great success in her card line. Now, she does her own, and they're square. Some of the more familiar ones have a square format. And she does, excuse me, in Atlanta, she's easy to find. She has her own showroom on the 6th floor. And if some of you have been with One Coast for a while, you might have worked with her when she was with Santa Barbara Glass. So what she and I kind of brainstorm all the time because we're friends and we do that. So we were talking about her best-selling cards and the fact that bereavement and memory was such a big core category for her. So one of these cards is this sentiment right here. There are some who bring a light so great to the world that even after they have gone, the light remains. So she wanted to build a line around this idea of light and memory and reflection, both, literally and figuratively. So what we did, she sketched up some designs that had a way to have light coming through and still carry her messages. So for instance, we have a series of these bells, the angel bells, which you'll see on the picture there. There's 3. This one happens to say, I'm not gone, I am everywhere with you, dear. Everywhere the light gets in. And you see kind of that Lee touch on the bouncy lettering. It's supposed to be that way. Mm-hmm. And just that thought, it's such a sweet little simple face. I don't know if you can see just a little bit of touch there. The lighting in this room, I can see on my screen that they look a little yellow, but they're not. They're just a soft white matte glaze. Yeah. And the wings have this really wonderful little bit of rub antique on the antique and copper rub on the metal. So the angel bells we're really happy with. Then we have these wonderful votive holders, and they can hang like you see that they're doing here on our little display. Mm-hmm. They can easily sit on the table too, and you can choose to have it whichever way you want. There are some so this one's slightly differently. There are some who bring a light so bright to the world that even after they're gone, the light remains. So that echoes the card sentiment. Mm-hmm. But the cutouts, each one has a different cutout. This one happens to be stars, but there's stars and polka dots, a heart, and a little crisscross. And they're not all bereavement. This one says, I could no sooner count the stars in the sky that count the ways I love you. So they're just ways to just be thoughtful and think of somebody, they're a great gift or a self gift as well, because I can't wait to have one of these at my house. The other thing we did were stars and hearts that hang on the wall or free hang like we have them here. And again, they carry a lovely sentiment. They have hand-painted wooden beads, and they're supposed to be uneven. There's not supposed to be a matching set on either side. We did that because it's just a little bit more interesting visually. The tassels are a little bit unique too. They're a wax cotton. Again, this was picked by Lee because it's just a little bit more unique and weather resistant as well. So the hearts and the stars are just wonderful.
Will these items be gift boxed?
No. They will not be gift boxed.
Not just in your regular craft box, because again, the beauty of this is
to
have them out, have them on display, and really show them off so that the ultimate customer can read each one of the sayings and kind of be able to see how the piece works.
We want them touched. We want them interacted with. One of the things too that I wanted to point out is that the gift tag on the piece shows it gets that feeling of Lee's artwork, so that if you don't have the poles or any Lee in the store, you can still maybe have a recognizable visual element. And it has a little bit of stars coming down in her look. So this will be on this Lee tag will be on everything as well.
So TMs, you'll want to share with your retailer just a couple of helpful display items is to, put a little votive in there, whether it's a battery operated votive or
Yes.
maybe some little string rice lights inside of there to kind of give that illumination and show off how the piercing of this product, how the light really shines through it. I think these, the sentiment and kind of the overall feel of this really kind of fits in well following our Heart Note bells and our Birdsong bells. And those have been two very incredibly successful lines for us overall. So I think this should be a home run hit kind of following in those footsteps. Not that those two lines are still very strong and continuing, but I think it still speaks to that customer who has found good success with those different categories. We'll also have several different assortments here to make order writing easier. So we've mixed the hearts and the stars hangers together. So there's an assortment, a selling assortment there. And then we've also mixed the angels and the lanterns together and created another assortment. So again, a quick buy-in, and of course, really making sure that you're sharing that Curly Girl story. Her name is so recognizable, and her style is so distinctive that I think it will be, again, just a home run hit for us.
We're excited about the mini poles here as well, because it's a great way to, if the retailer or that retailer's customer is familiar with her, it's a great, they're both front and back, and there's a little extra on the top of them too, but they're great giftable in a pot or however the retailer chooses to use these, but they're such a great gift, and it just, again, reinforces Lee's story with the other product, and we're really pleased to be able to do that. She's another one that if your customers are Instagram people, she's a good one to follow, because she's so excited about this product, and she's anxious to talk about it too after the sales conference. Just a nice way to kind of learn a little bit more about her and then share that with your retailer.
So
well,
again,
I'm thinking, Margot, I wonder if maybe a little artist bio POP that we could provide to a retailer would be really great.
Absolutely, we'll do that for sure.
Okay, awesome.
So think about, again, she's perfect for building that bereavement offering within the retail stores, but just also that message of love and friendship and just giving a little pickup gift to someone she's the perfect artist that really embodies that kind of whole language.
For sure, the whole friendship, strength, friendship, togetherness. One of the other things I wanted to make sure to mention was her pet bereavement is also kind of what started this. For our next launch, you'll be seeing some more things that can go in the garden in this way. But there's a card with a dog on the front that talks about, the best friend you could ever have. And so that is also part of the verbiage in this line too. So it covers all the things you'd really miss.
Excellent. Excellent. So I'm hearing there's more to come, it sounds like.
Oh, yes.
Please stay tuned. Okay. All right. Excellent. Moving on to Stephanie Burgess.
Stephanie. We are excited to expand Stephanie's line. Her polls do so well, and, people just can't get enough of those. But if they want something a little bit smaller or a lower price point, we didn't really have that. So what we did, Stephanie came up with these great chimes. So there's two sizes. There's the large double chime, and this is a copper finished metal, which is great and will withstand the elements. And it has handmade glass beads and a Tibetan bell at the bottom. And each one, depending on the theme, has a similar cutout down below. They're just really fun, and they sound nice. So these are the two sizes.
Very nice. And different from what we currently offer. So it's a great compliment.
So there's 4 designs in the single, 4 designs in the double. And while they look great hung individually, they really make a statement when you kind of group several of them together, not to mention the great sound that they make when they're all ringing together.
Great image on your next slide here of that.
Yes.
Yeah. With this line, we've just created, in fact, you're going to see just a prototype of this fixture that we'll have ready for us in the showroom at market time. But this is going to be a great fixture that identifies Painted Peace. It will hold 48 pieces of the chimes, so it will hold all 8 designs, 6 pieces of each. Will easily fit onto this for a $456 buy-in. It just makes one great statement presentation. It's meant to obviously sit on a table or on a counter, and really shows off well the various different designs. The hooks that we're creating to hold these actually have little notches in them, so it will keep those from getting tangled up and twirled around one another, because there's nothing worse than having to spend your time untangling all of that. So again, this is just the prototype, but we wanted to share with you just a little sneak of what you'll see in the showroom to really show off these chimes.
Cool. Great, thank you.
Okay, now we're
Now,
turning back around to our birdsong line, which of course, as you know, was our most successful line at our January launch.
Yes. So we have a couple. Wonderful Lori Siebert has been hard at it again, getting us some great giftable pieces. So we have these great felt ornaments here, and these are handmade by artists from Lori's artwork, and they're all hand embroidered, which is again a big trend right now, this handwork and the hand embroidery. So these are a wonderful gift. Now we're having them, they're wonderful to sell in at Christmas, of course, but the great thing about the design of these is they're really meant to keep out all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You can, hang it from a lamp. You can hang it from your mirror. They're a great Mother's Day gift. They're just a wonderful, whimsical, sweet handmade item. So there's 4 of those great birds. And then we have these super cool magnets that split apart and stick to, there's a great little displayer here, that they go on a screen or a window on either side.
Aha.
So the display is really meant to be that, not so much to house so much product as what it is to show the end use of the product, so the customer understands how they should be used and how they work. So it comes in a great little gift box.
There's going to be there'll be a little image of the bird, just a drawing on the front that shows it, but just a nice sweet packaging and this great displayer. And we love these. Again, it's exactly representational of the bells and the other ceramics that Lori's done, but it's done in this very cool new product for us.
Very clever. I think those are going to be a huge, huge hit.
Fun.
Lots and lots, I hope.
We did buy lots and lots. Speaking of buying lots and lots, you'll be excited to hear that the bells, I think we're on our 3rd reorder now, is just in the port and on the rails and about ready to bust through the back warehouse doors. So
That's right.
we're excited to get those that product back in so we can get any back orders out and then have lots of product to move forward with for January.
Wonderful.
Another thing we did for this launch are these wonderful sweet tokens. They fit perfectly in the palm of your hand, and they're shaped like a little stone. We sculpted it from an actual stone, and they just all have a sweet little saying, as you can see in the picture here. Be strong, be happy, find peace, be joyful, be creative, be positive. So just a sweet little gift, and with the image of the bird on it. So we're excited about these as well.
And again, here we're selling these as a set of 6, but again, your retailer could break these up. These would be great in a little basket up at point of sale, up at the cash wrap. making them, although they're $27 for the set, that would be $4.50 each. So it's a great little gift at under $10. Something really unique that you could slip on a desk to someone, slip in somebody's pocket, just something sweet as a nice little pick-me-up for someone who needs a little encouragement.
Yeah, we love these. Awesome. So now we'd love to walk you over to Field Guide. So Field Guide you're familiar with because we've done birds and we've done butterflies. But this time we're changing the formats a little bit and bringing in this wonderful herb collection because it goes so nicely with what we already have. So this is Sally Ekman Roberts' artwork, and it just translates so well. These pieces are interestingly unique, the wall pieces. It's paper, paper with a deckled edge, and it's sandwiched between glass. So you see it on both sides, and it's just, again, there's a lot of wall art out there, and we believe in this, and we wanted to make it a little bit different, but it absolutely feels just like it came right from her sketchbook. So we're really pleased with how those turned out.
And let's see here. So 11 by 14, which is a good size, and $16.50. So again, a really great price point.
They look wonderful hanging together in a straight line, or how we've done it. Here there's a lot of ways to do that, but it's a great size, great sell, and easy to place in a store.
Okay.
We have a new material, a new substrate that is super popular right now. Enamel is really, you're seeing that in the market in some more plain ways. We decided to bring in these wonderful big mugs, which I have a couple of these at home, and I keep pencils in them. I love to have my coffee in them because they're a great juicy big handful. So we've done a series of two. We have the tea mug, and then we have the herbal mug, all with the same lovely drawings of Sally's.
So just like you found with the birds and butterflies and the wildflowers, the hang tags on these have a great little tip or interesting tidbit about herbs in general. It says, unlike regular teas, herbal teas are derived from a variety of dried flowers, spices, herbs, and fruit. To get the most health benefit from your tea, brew with loose leaf tea rather than using tea bags. So again, a great kind of tip from a connoisseur about tea in general. These make also great soup mugs too, because you can just kind of get your hands around it, warm up, and I can definitely see chili and stew and everything else inside of these.
Each tag is different for each piece, but it all has a great little story or information about the herbs on that, or what's happening here.
$7.50 is a great price point too.
Here's a close-up of the little covered jar you're seeing on your screen. Just a great little kitchen counter, bathroom counter, cotton balls, sugar cubes, whatever.
You could put your tea bags in there. You could put bath salts in there. You could put dried lavender in there, just as it says.
Would be a great gift. The tag here, lavender is native to North Africa and the Mediterranean, most commonly known for essential oil produced from the flower. This popular herb can be used in teas and cooking as well. So we've covered all your bases there.
Speaking of cooking, the next item up is the spoon rest. And we love this because it's oversized. So not only does it take care of the spoon, but it also takes care of the ladle, a wide spatula, and anything else that you would have setting out or as you're using in cooking.
And again, just like the picture in True Cotton, we really wanted to go for this handmade look. So it looks almost, pinched together, and actually the original piece was made that way.
Now the ceramic is dishwasher safe. However, the enamelware you would want to hand wash. And of course, I'm losing my voice there. Of course, you don't put enamelware
in the microwave.
But you certainly, anything that's ceramic can go in the microwave.
Yep, and Tammy's holding in her hands too these wonderful tea towels. We have a selection of 4 sets. It's the artful tea towel, and then it's matching color coordinate. And we did something a little differently here. It's a linen feel fabric, so it has a more sophisticated feel, and this wonderful edging here as well. So that's all handwork too, and just really a lovely giftable set. And there's thyme, lavender, rosemary, and basil. And I also wanted to point out that the herb name itself is embroidered on that.
Wow, that's really value.
So these have a much different feel than the flour sack towels that you're used to seeing from us. So as Margot said, it has that linen-like hand to it, very crisp, very much that hand-painted kind of feel of the design work on it. Of course, you get the partner towel with it. Again, all for $12.50 for the set of 2.
Yep, we're very pleased with these.
Really great.
And then our notebooks, which we're pleased to bring back in this collection too, set of 3. Yes. We love these plant stakes. You know, we're a garden company, so we have often been asked for plant stakes. And there's a set of 6, and the really cool thing, they're laser etched, so this is not going to come off. And on the back, it has a little saying about each of the herbs represented on the front. So this is a wonderful giftable collection, and we're thrilled to be able to have these.
Very nice. Glad to see the back of that. Yeah, really detailed, way more detailed than what we'd seen. Excellent.
Yeah. Again, we could have taken the easy way out and not put anything on the back and made them plain. But again, wanting to make them a little bit more unique and remarkable in the marketplace and a little bit more special. So we wanted to put kind of that interesting fun fact about the herb on the back side.
And it just coordinates with all the rest.
And it
And
just
some of those be packaged.
extra. These actually come tied together with twine inside of a cello packaging.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Excellent.
All right. Now we'll take the wall pocket. Oh yes, sorry. I wanted to point out the wall pocket again here. This is the metal wall pocket that we mentioned. I'm not going to pull it off, but it's handmade again, and it's got this great rolled edge, and you see your herbs on this here again. I'm going to wheel this just a tiny bit closer, but you can see the picture there too. And it's just a great catch-all by the door, or a great gift. So we're pleased to have that. It's just it's a great accompaniment.
Very
Seed
nice.
packets, string scissors in your garage, or mail and pens by your desk. Lots of fun things.
Now, one of the things that we received feedback from all of you on is on our Buzz Off collection and on the Wildflower collection that those had huge customer interest, but a lot of them were waiting for spring. So again, I want to kind of call that out because this herb collection is just a perfect partner to selling back into Sally's Wildflower collection, or going back to the birds and the butterflies, which are still very much alive and doing well and showing in the showroom. So again, it just helps pull and build out a bigger story to tell. And as we get into some other items, some planters and things to the line, we'll talk about how to give Buzz Off, kind of create a new buzz within the Buzz Off line as well.
Well, and this whole collection here as well, you know, takes us right into kitchen, you know, restaurant. I mean, we can really expand our reach.
You really can. So those gourmet grocery stores would be a great place for this. You know, there's a lot of good use in selling here.
And expands. It's for that cook who enjoys, or someone that you know enjoys cooking. It's a great Mother's Day gift too, for that mom who taught you how to cook and maybe use all of those herbs to kind of reinforce that. I love just the whole clean look of everything. It's just very crisp, almost like kind of that Pottery Barn-esque feel to it.
And the nice etching, what do you call that? Just the pencil drawings on the glass art.
This feels like, you know, sort of, you really see into her sketchbook. It's great.
Right. Love it.
I'll take you back over here to Wings of Whimsy and Laura's new items. Okay, I can't see where we're going here. Sorry. Reckless driver. So again, we love the fact that these feel so hand carved, and the originals are straight from driftwood. Look at this sweet little new one here with her fawn.
So there's 5 new designs in the 8-inch angels. We have some new themes that really help to hit a variety of different occasions, whether it's, you know, the peace sign, which is, you know, hits maybe a little bit younger customer, or could even be that older customer who's never moved down to Woodstock yet. So just kind of a different look here to the pineapple
Friendship.
for friendship. Lots of different designs. You see two on your screen on your PowerPoint. You see two of our best sellers, holding the cardinal and also holding the heart in the 8-inch, were two of our best selling designs in our full-size garden angels. So we wanted to offer those in the 8-inch size too.
This one is the mended heart. Just really sweet, the detail.
What Margot's showing you is the full-size garden angel. And again, this has actually been the #1 best-selling size, from the full-size garden angels to the 8-inch figurine to the ornament. Our garden angels have still slightly outpaced the others in terms of sales. So we've offered 6 new designs, which we think, again, kind of hit lots of different themes, from religious to patriotic to encouragement, with the bluebird and the butterfly and the floral. I love the colorations in these two. Sometimes we were getting a little bit too much in the aquas, and we were trying to vary it up in the different colorations. So again, this is a beautiful navy with all of her bright floral that's popping. Just a reminder that each one of them will have the little hang tag, which gives their significance of the meaning behind the angel. The patriotic, I think, is just a nice, again, fit for anyone, a great way to honor loved ones, particularly those who are first responders.
And it's just nicely, subtly done in her creative, hand-done way.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice.
So we do have a couple of angels, 8-inch angels, that are being discontinued. So we'll continue to have those on our line until we run out. However, we are running thin on them, so they aren't included in the catalog. And those are the Key to Life, the Book of Knowledge, and Life Matters. So those 3 angels, I've sent that notice out through the hub to all the TMs, but just a reminder, we are discontinuing 3 of the 8-inch. All of the full-size garden angels are moving forward. All of them have been strong within their category. So again, we're moving forward with all of those designs, and all of our ornaments are also moving forward. Again, this has been one of our highest revenue per SKUs within all of our gift launch offerings. So we just continue to see this grow and feel like offering some updated designs, particularly in both size categories, in the 8-inch and in the Garden Angel, will again just kind of give a whole new lift to it. Don't forget your fixturing here, the fixturing for the, whether it's the stakes or the stand or the hooks, your fixture will hold it all for you, and gives a great way to make sure that the customer has a home and that you're securing that retail space for the product. Okay, I think we're moving on from gift and focusing. You saw a little bit of the launch of poles and planters through Early Buy, and these collections gave just a big boost for Early Buy. In fact, all of you did a great job selling this in. The poles and the planters that were on Early Buy contributed over $100,000 to the volume of Early Buy overall. So as Elizabeth mentioned in the beginning, we're just wrapping up. We've got a few of those late procrastinators that we're just getting in, but we're excited to see the results of Early Buy. So excited to see every region having an increase, and some double-digit increases in the West and in the Southeast. So just a terrific job of bringing that home. So we'll be sharing final numbers as we kind of get all of those orders scrubbed and cleaned up. So we can't wait to see all of you at the National Sales Training Meeting. And my goal is to bring a big old sack of money with me and to share all of that with you. So this garden collection right here, again, you've been selling these flags in a great way. They're some of our top 10 best selling designs in terms of flags with our best selling artist, Susan Wingett. She has a very traditional look, very all-American. The thing that I love about this collection so much is there's a variety of different flag designs that all mix within here. So as you're selling this into your retailer, this would be a great way to kind of add that display that uses the planter insert to add flags and yard design signs into the collection, so that you can show off all of those designs that go with the poles. And you knew of something that you haven't seen on Early Buy is the bird bath design, and also the bird house pole that coordinates with this.
Mm-hmm. Really cool.
Our next collection, which again was a terrific seller on Early Buy, was the Terra Flora collection by Jennifer Brindley. Again, we've added a couple new items that you didn't have an opportunity to sell into for Early Buy. So some of those new ads are a 6-inch pot that we've added. There's a sweet little wren house that we've added as we're building into the birding side of things. And then, of course, the bird bath that you see, and then a category again that you're seeing pop up here and there in different collections, and that we'll be expanding on in just a couple minutes, are our mini poles. And you'll see in this collection of mini poles, this is a group that all three coordinates together. Although these 3 poles sell individually, they look great whether you're putting it in a 6-inch pot or putting it in a 12-inch planter or mixing it with a full-size pole. That you can mix all of these together, or they can stand alone individually. Next up is the Farm Collection by Suzanne Nicole. And the thing that I love so much about this is farm is still such a big trend, but this gives kind of a fresh new look. You've got the white of, the animals and kind of keeping with kind of that whitewash for farm trend, but then you have all of this rich pattern and rich colors that mix in. So whether you want to take it to the farm twist and add in the 20-inch pole and the flags and the mats, etc., or you want to take it to just sticking with the rich colorations and patterns, the 40-inch pole and the planters and the mat and the yard design and the mailbox cover all have that rich color and rich pattern that offers a little bit different color palette. So our goal is that not everyone likes bright, vivid colors, so we want to have something to offer for everyone, whether it's a little bit warmer tones in patterns, or whether that's more of a neutral look. So I think this Farm Charm collection gives an option to kind of take this collection 2 different ways: rich and colorful in just pattern based, or to mix in that farm. And you see the 3 great coordinating set of mini poles down in the left hand corner. Again, the 2 on the ends are just strictly pattern, and then you see the one in the middle with the little chick icon on there.
Very nice. Love the color.
And then we go from rich, warm colors to bright and bold colors, the Daisy Blue collection, and following that will be the Folk Garden collection. Those are both by Jennifer Hainan, and she's the one that brought us the bright yellow sunflower on red last year that everyone sold so well. So this is a great new interpretation. Of course, you've been selling those planters and the 20-inch pole with that new special ceramic topper on it. So that's something that we have reserved just for her look and just for her 2 20-inch poles. But now we've added the bird bath, and we've also added the birdhouse pole. So we're excited to add those additional pieces. Up in the left-hand corner, we've also done a mini pole for this collection. So again, this looks great just stuck in a 12-inch planter, or just as a cute little side gift to present to someone. These can be used indoors or outdoors. Either one way, they look great sitting on a desk or sitting up on a shelf, but they look great planted. So we'll talk a little bit more about those, as I mentioned, as we go forward.
Mm-hmm. It's a very, very happy collection.
Yeah. Again, the Jennifer's Folk Garden collection, we've added a new bird bath and also a new mini pole and a new birdhouse to this collection. So again, this is where you definitely want to go back to those folks that you sold in all of this product to, and again, walk them through it. You might have had some people who bought on early buy who just, maybe saw that as, I'm just going to buy the minimums on that, or I might just add 1 or 2 of these items in. And then when they see all the different pieces in collection pulled together, it gives them a whole new reason to buy more into it. So certainly don't think of early buy as one and done. You want to, again, reintroduce your customer to these collections and these new pieces that we have on here.
Good.
Next up is our bereavement category, and this is something that we've been leaning into for the last year with just a very good success on it. The largest population group out there right now is the baby boomers, and guess what, gang? We're all aging. Sad but true. So this has just become an increasingly more important category, and something that you want to make sure that you're talking to your retailers about and asking them, how are you servicing, bereavement as a category in your store? And let me help curate a special collection for you so that you have unique gifts. The day of just sending, an arrangement of flowers for sympathy is just, while they're important, there's just so many other options out there now that there've never been before. So again, it continues to be one of the fastest growing categories within the industry. And I think what's important too is that it generates, year-round volume, 365 days a year. Unfortunately, there's always a reason or a need to offer this product. So we have over 25 new items in this category. You'll see bereavement and the theme pop up in our art pots. You'll see them in our art pulls. We've added new flag designs, as you've seen on early buy. Of course, the old standard of when a cardinal is near, an angel appears. A cardinal signifies to many that reminder of a loved one. So whether it's the window or the screen magnet or the felt ornament, or whether it's Curly Girl in one of the lanterns or the angels, or perhaps one of our Wings of Whimsy angels, or our mini pulls, there's lots of different options to help build and curate a special, unique collection for your retailers for that bereavement category.
And Studio M does it in a joyful way, right? This is something we all have to face. It goes on, as you say, 365. Retailers need to have something, and yet you're doing it in a way that's positive and upbeat and not creepy corner. The
goal is to celebrate, to celebrate individuals, to celebrate loved ones, and to kind of invoke memories and reminders of special memories. And I think these products do a good job of doing that.
Yeah, very much. Great.
Okay, next up, our art pots. We're excited about the launch of all of our new art pot designs. We have 8 new inspirational designs, 4 about family and home, 3 about mom and grandma, and we're traveling right now. I'm going to take you to
a few here.
A couple of photos. Of course, there's the bereavement, there's those celebrating friendship, and then there's just some that have floral artwork on them with no particular information or no particular wording on them. So from relaunching these, many of you who have been around for a while know that originally these were made out of metal, and we wrapped just the bottom and left the rim blank. And then we decided to kind of relaunch this pot, remake it. So we made it in the polypropylene. We widened it just slightly so that 5- and 6-inch plant can just drop right into it. And then we decided to wrap the rim. So as these are stacked, your customer can see that there's 2 different pots there. Before, when they were both black, they all look the same. So we've added these additional design elements, and we lowered the price. If you remember, they were $6.25 and they are now $5.50. So we've added more design elements into it, added more details into it, made it a little bit wider, and lowered the price. Remember that these are food safe. which gives them even more uses, not only to just drop in a plant for a great little gift to go, but it makes a great little gift pot, and it makes a terrific pot to make use from the food side of things, whether you're dropping in fresh baked cookies into them or candies. Think in terms of Mother's Day and how this will just be, the go-to gift many times for a great price for your retailer of having that mom pot, which has been one of our best categories. Mom and teachers have been two of our best categories overall within the pots. And now, as Margot just showed you, you can take and add in that little mini pole to add an additional element to the pot. So it's a great way to kind of create a perfect pair of selling in two items at one time and creating a unique gift for your retailer to sell. Don't forget your fixture here. This fixture is, we have just been blown away at the amount of fixtures, 6-inch pot fixtures that we've been able to, or displays that we've been able to provide to our retailers. The display holds 24 different pots, and of course you can stack usually about 2 different pots within each hook. So it's a great way to show off a tremendous amount of design work in basically about a square foot of space that just rises up vertically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Again, we'll do an updated assortment on these pots. So we have we've taken some of our best-selling legacy designs in the 6-inch pots, plus all of our new designs to create a quick scan and go for you. So at market, it will be real easy for you to offer the very best of new and best-selling designs, whether that's to a reorder customer or getting a brand new customer started in this category.
And will that be in the catalog as well?
Yes, all of our scan and goes will be in the catalog.
Great. Thank you.
Okay.
So we're going to swing around to our other pots here.
Love this collection.
Yeah, we do too. We're thrilled here. Big.
All right, next up are art planters. This was our largest release that we've ever had. We had 54 new designs. That's 18 sets of planters. And the thing that I'm excited most about this is just the variety overall of the planters. So we've kind of started teasing you with some of the planters on early buy, but yet there's so many more designs yet to share. Many of them are bright and colorful, but then we've also moved into lots of different neutrals. The first up that we're sharing with you is the Monogram Elegance design, which I think this is just, again, this rich navy, which navy is so important right now out in the marketplace. This is just a really rich, sophisticated looking design. And then of course we offer the monogram flag. That coordinates well with this. And then with each one of our planter sets, there's always going to be that coordinating mat. And that's something, again, that you want to, as you're selling into your retailer, don't let them forget the mats and the mat presentation, whether you're using a large program mat display to help showcase these, or you're using the feature fixture mat display to sell in, or for your retailer to have these to sell in at the store. Most often these planters are going at somebody's front door. And what else do you need at your front door? Well, of course you need a mat. So again, if your retailer has both of these items, over 65% of the time, that end-use customer is going to buy both of those items. So again, that's how to build those orders for you as a TM, but also for your retailer to build that average unit sale at the register.
Mm-hmm. And Tammy, if you would, just touch on the price point, please, on those 3 different sizes.
Sure. $14.50 is the 12-inch, $24.50 is the 15-inch, and the 18-inch is $32.50. Mm-hmm. So again, we've held those prices. There's no price increases on the planters. Planters are a category that we're going to talk about at the National Sales Trading Meeting. That's one of the kind of selling categories that we're going to talk a little bit more about in terms of selling strategies of selling in this category. So this, again, we've got a lot to offer from, you know, the checks. All of you will remember the buffalo checks, the black and white check that we initially did for spring. Then we brought out the red and black buffalo check that was so popular for this fall and winter. And now we are offering 6 different colorations in the gingham. So you'll have the dark blue, the light blue, the green, of course, the black and white, and you'll have a tan and a red.
And there's some great door decor that coordinates with these as well. And you'll see in the showroom how we've really, really played this up. We even have turned some over and drilled a hole in them and made them into hanging lights. So you'll see that in the showroom. They're really fun and easy to sell, I think.
Some of the ways that you'll be seeing them in the showroom gives a whole new meaning to Stack It High and Watch It Fly, as we're building pyramids of planters within the showrooms. I love the different looks, again, just to focus back on it, whether it's traditional floral sets that you see the Farm Charm representing on your screen, or it's, we have 4 different whimsical sets. Just an example of that would be Lynn Morris's bee design, which I think she's done a terrific job of, and goes so well with our Buzz Off collection. So again, as you're selling Buzz Off into your customers, definitely adding these planters in for a nice pop of color. And then, of course, the gingham set, which is so on trend right now, gingham in general. You saw gingham kind of play out through many of our flag designs as a background. We really focused on these colors. We laid out all of our flags and looked at what colorations were needed to kind of best serve our flags for those wanting to use their planters with flags or yard stakes or something planted inside of them. So those are the colors that most often match our flags. So that's how we came up with the 5 different colorations and sets.
These colors play into the True Cotton line nicely as well.
Mm-hmm. You know, what strikes me, and I think we'll just pause and talk about this here for a second, what again I think differentiates Studio M is the fact that we're not in big box. You know, we sell to the independent channel. And this product, if we were to go to Home Depot or Lowe's or any of those other places looking for a pot of that size and caliber, A, we'd pay more. B, there's no design element to it.
Right.
C, in my experience, it's typically pretty crappy. So I think that's another feature that we can, again, communicate to our retailers of how they have something so unique and different to draw their consumer in.
And I think this is, you know, there is the light weight of this. If you look at planters across the offering, the product offering, most often they're heavy ceramic or concrete. They might have a bold color on it, but it's a solid color. We are the only lightweight, artistic planter on the market. So it's a unique feature, again, as you mentioned, for Studio M, that again, not only is it, you have this wonderful benefit of the planter being lightweight, you have the additional features of the self-watering shelf on it, the little discrete wheels on the 15-inch and the 18-inch that move it around. You have that artistry and the pattern of having the 3 coordinate together, which again makes it very unique within the marketplace.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I think so. Having just bought some myself recently.
All right, then we're going to move on to the category of mini art poles.
This is super fun.
Continue with.
Mm-hmm.
Coming over here. Where are we? There they are.
Okay,
An
so
adorable little display.
yes, just hot off the press and just designing yesterday.
I'm just going to quick show you the back as well. It has a great image on it.
Oh, neat.
So the nice thing is that no matter how you're looking at this display, you see great color and a great message of what this is all about. These are poles that are in 3 new sizes. There's a 10-inch, a 13-inch, and a 16-inch. So, as I'm struggling here, this is the 16-inch. And then the 13-inch has a bit of a flat face. It's more rectangular shape so that it has room to play on a message, so wording. So you'll find much of Curly Girl, as an example, with all of her wording on it, is all done on this 13-inch size. And then we have the cute little 10-inch square. Again, great price points here. The 10-inch is $6, the 13-inch is $7.50, the 16-inch is $9. Again, these poles are made out of PVC, so the same material that our large poles are made out of, and they're wrapped with the same vinyl that our planters and our 6-inch pots are wrapped in. You'll notice that they have more of a matte finish on them, like the poles, like the 6-inch pots and the planters, rather than the UV coating that we put on them for outdoors on our poles. So it fits well, or it matches well within the planters and the pots because they have both the same type of finish on it. This display, which I'm going to try to tip up here so you can see these holes. You can see the hole is cut so that it holds every single size of the pole. So regardless if your customer only likes the 16-inch poles and only wants to buy into the 16-inch, or only likes the 13 or the 16, or wants a mixture of everything, that the display will accommodate everything on it. One of the unique features on the pole is, rather than to put a cap on the top, we have a unique fold. So it's a little bit like origami here as we're wrapping these, creating a unique fold, but each one of them has a special icon on the top of it. So it's taken that design element. So you see the floral here, you might see the butterflies here. So it's not blank on that top, it has that little surprise element on the top, just to, again, kind of give it that finished quality look on it. Now you might be asking, well, this is great, but how do they stand up and how do they work within a pot? We've created little mini stakes of all different sizes, which will be shipped inside of the pole. So these will slide right into the pole and can go right into the ground, right into a 6-inch pot, right into a planter, and hold it upright, similar to what our wicket stakes do in our 20-inch poles. So overall, 36 different designs. We have 5 in the 10-inch, we have 26 in the 13-inch size, and we have 5 in the 16-inch size. I think as you flip to the next slide there, you see 5 of the sets that we did are all coordinating sets of 3. Again, they're sold individually, but you can pull those into your garden collection groups so they match in. Again, you're seeing the Terra Flora. You'll see 12 different styles from Stephanie Burgess. And again, whether that's a bereavement or whether that's an encouragement piece, you have the 6 different styles from Lee Stanley for Curly Girl, and then the 6 different styles by Katie Duquette.
There's some Stephanie.
Yeah.
You can see how they're just equally fun on the back, but different.
And Katie's also coordinate with all of her 6-inch pots. We did quite a number of 6-inch pots with her, so her designs will mix and match well. This is one of Katie's designs. Maybe not necessarily this pot, but you'll note that her designs and kind of that whole feel all coordinate together.
And you know, all the sizes are cute in these pots too.
You're great. I think this can take us so many different places, but I'm also thinking, as I look at the Stephanie Burgess, I look at that and I think, okay, so I'm on vacation in Michigan, and I pick up one of these little guys and think, oh my gosh, but this retailer also carries, thank you, Sherry Wilson, the great big, you know, tall ones. Now I'm inspired. I can have that other one drop shipped home.
You know, we really love the fact that now exactly the price point is brought to a place that maybe more people can buy in, yet it leads to that bigger sale as well. I wanted to show you quickly the base of this display has all the same hole cutouts, so each piece can fit in there. So you can order and display for the store however it works best. So that's clever, Kurt.
And it almost, I'm curious, Margot, it almost looked like it was on a Lazy Susan. Was it not, or was it just the way you were turning it?
It's just my Vanna skills. But
Okay.
it
Well, they're
just,
very good. Okay.
it's just a great knockdown display piece that will hold them all.
I also love the message that is on the display, both on the front and the back. It says, for a friend who needs a smile, or a pot that needs some love, or a sweet reminder from those watching from above.
Ah,
So
nice.
again, just, you know, a great little message to kind of help identify what these are used for. There is, again, if we could tilt that,
Sure.
Margot, there is a note on here that says stake included inside each pole for easy planting. So again, that customer knows that there is a stake that will be stuck up inside there, that they can use that for planting.
Very good. Wow. Very, very exciting. Okay. Can't wait to see them. All right. Let's move on, shall we, to the,
Can we take a quick pause here, Elizabeth?
oh, of course.
I wanted to make sure that you got plugged in.
Yes.
We're running low on battery, and so
I ran out and got an extension cord. So we're good. We just didn't want to lose you there.
No worries. And I just realized I missed a 10 o'clock call. Hang on. I need to text somebody.
so you're going to have to definitely edit us because we're long-winded.
You know what? I was just thinking about it. I think there's so much good content here. It's, you know, it's too bad. It's good. It's all good. It's all good.
Well, we have art poles, birding, and flag collections to do, and then we're done.
Okay.
So we're kind of done with the visual display. So we'll park ourselves in a place where we can stay plugged in and have a good visual.
Okay. Hang on.
Let's go back to Stephanie Burgess. Let me go back. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna unplug them and replug.
Okay. So we're moving to art polls.
Yep, we're just about ready to plug in here.
Okay.
You see how you want to? Is that good? I'm gonna pull this screen.
Kind of get rid of some of the glare there. Yeah.
How's that?
Good, good.
You want to come this way a little? There. Okay.
All right, I think we're ready to go.
Okay. All right. I'm going to do a quick like re-intro. One sec. All right. We are back. Tammy, take it away.
All right, we've got new battery and more juice to tell you about art poles. So we're excited about the art pole offering. Again, we kind of teased you with some of those flag collections or garden collections for early buy, but we have 42 new designs in art poles this season, and that doesn't include all of the mini poles that you just saw a few minutes ago. So there's 29 new 20-inch poles. We have 10 new 40-inch sizes and 3 new 60-inch sizes. So lots of different new themes. We've added new pole in coastal. We've taken on a new kind of updated our pet look. So pet bereavement is one where we've had the same pet bereavement poles, which have been great poles, but the same ones since we first launched art poles. So we wanted to give them a whole new look and an update. So again, you'll remember that crossing the Rainbow Bridge is all about your pet passing on. So we've got a sweet new pole for dogs and cats in the bereavement side. We also have done a rescue pole that celebrates rescue pets. So we've had a lot of requests from TMs about rescue. So kind of a don't shop, adopt, and celebrate rescue dogs in general. So again, this will be a nice new addition to the group. Of course, there's new bereavement poles, and again, this is just such a successful category and opens up the door for selling in poles into floral shops and into areas that really and retailers who really identify with bereavement products. So we have lots of new designs there. We have added 3 new polls for Mom's Day, and one of the new polls is by Susan Wingett, who is always one of our best-selling artists. So again, polls across the board are not just in Stephanie Burgess, although she is our best-selling artist when it comes to polls, but we've also celebrated lots of other different artists within the poll category. We've added patriotic polls. And I should say, you know, speaking of Mom's Day, although Mom got 3 new polls, Dad didn't have any polls. So we have added a Father's Day poll into the group. So this is Best Dad, with some great icons there that say, "You are a friend, a hero, my rock, a loving, strong, amazing dad." So again, what do you give the dad who has everything? This would be a great gift to show up.
So often dad things are like dad grilling dad in his easy, you know, lounging chair with his slippers. But I think this really celebrates the dads, how we think of our dads, awesome, active heroes. So it's well represented here by
Yes, it is.
So in our partnership in developing polls and artwork with Stephanie Burgess, we're really excited to partner with her to develop this LGBT poll. And I think, yep, we've got that here that can just pull off. So I think this is just done in such a beautiful way. It talks about being proud. There's just great color on here. This is definitely something that you'll want to sell in. Remember that June is Gay Pride Month, so you want to make sure that your retailers are speaking to this poll, not just during the month of June, but certainly all year long. But it just, I think, again, it's just done so well and so much color and such a great voice to add to our poll collection overall. Yep. Bees are continuing to be strong, and while it's done in a little bit more subdued color palette, this is just an example of one of the many Stephanie polls and one of the several 60-inch polls. This is Give Bees a Chance. That was one of our #1. Give Bees a Chance and Queen Bee were our 2 top-selling verbiage that were on the Buzz Off collection. And so this just kind of kicks it up a notch on her poll with a great design. You'll see too, we'll just kind of try to bring this a little bit closer. Some of these darker colorations of Stephanie's poll matches so well with her new set of planters that fall into that neutral category. It all appears as if it's wood burnt. So there's not color on there. It's all neutral in shade and very much has that wood burnt feeling to it.
Yeah, very pretty. Very rustic.
Again, polls are another category that we'll be focusing on at the National Sales Training meeting about sales strategy for polls. But with 42 new designs, it definitely speaks to themes that support all different occasions and all different ways to add color to the outdoors. And just, again, a unique product that Studio M has been known for.
And a great way to build real estate in your retailer store. You know,
Exactly.
you're in if you get polls in there. All right.
Along the lines of polls is our birding category. And we've talked about before how birding is a multi-billion-dollar industry and definitely a key category for Studio M. And, you know, birding is not just for bird nerds overall. There's an estimated 60 million American bird watchers out there. That's a heck of a population to market to. And I think unlike a lot of birding products that are out on the market, we have worked with individuals who know birds, our friends at Wild Birds Unlimited and their development team, to help us make sure that the product that we're developing meets and exceeds the standards of what a bird needs to take a good healthy bath or nest in a way that helps protect them from the elements. So with all of the success that we've had in the birding side of our designs, it only makes good sense that we would lean into this category even further. So we have 13 new items to launch. We have 6 new bird baths to launch into. We have 2 new universal sized birdhouses, 3 new birdhouse art poles. You see the one on your PowerPoint presentation, that's with Mary Lake Thompson.
Yeah.
We have 3 new birdhouse it's one of the 3 new birdhouse art poles that we have. And then we have 2 new wren houses that we've added to this collection. One thing that I wanted to mention is that we have been working on the shipping costs of our bird baths. You'll remember that bird baths ship in 2 different boxes. The pole ships separately from the bath. We're testing right now with retailers. We're shipping some out and testing the packaging on it, but we've worked to create 1 box for both of these items to ship in inside of. So again, we've had on occasion where we've had some mix-ups with not the right color of bath being matched with the right pole, or maybe we've left off the bath. This will ensure that that won't happen because they'll be packaged together. And then again, instead of having to charge that retailer for 2 separate boxes, this will now be able to fit in 1 box. So we look to we're testing that right now, and then as we roll over into January with all of our successful testing, we look to then roll out. That's how we will be shipping bird baths in the future. So that's an exciting change, something that we've worked to try to figure out. So we could, even though the box ends up being a little bit larger because it's only 1 box, it ends up being a net reduction overall in freight for your retailer.
Thank you for that. Always being innovative.
All right. Last but not least, it's it's ending where we started. With early buy and launching all of our flag collections. Again, although it's terrific to see the results from early buy of this past launch, it's still just a small percentage of retailers who we sell to. So I've said before, don't think of early buy as one and done. That was, you'll still find that as you walk your retailer through the catalog or through the showroom, that it's inevitable they come up with, I didn't see this one. Is this design new? I don't remember this one. Ooh, I like this one much better in person than what I did in the catalog. Mm-hmm. So you definitely want to make sure that you're reintroducing them into the flag collections. I think a terrific early buy, as we've just come through, is always a good indication. Whenever we see strong early buy results, you might think, well, maybe we won't sell that many flags, heading into January. Just the opposite is true. When we see good results for early buy, we see good results carrying forward. So I think it's a strong indicator of continued success. We had double-digit increases in flag collection categories like mats and door decor for early buy. So again, this is there's over 65 new collections that we have to offer to that customer. Of course, many of you, I think, had some great success with the 10 special mats that we did in more of the neutral colorations. We'll be highlighting those in the marketplaces, in our showrooms, and kind of doing a call out on those. Again, we want to make sure that we have something for everyone on there. So whether it's monograms, whether it's door decor, whether it's flag collections, that are matching within our poles and planters, that we're really continuing to evolve and set the pace within the flag industry. Just a reminder that our flag fabric, the quality of that is second to none within the industry, and we definitely lead everyone with the design, and certainly your customer has spoken through the great results that you've achieved through early buy. So everything that starts kind of circles back around again. So we started early buy with flag collections and everything going with it. We're ending this PowerPoint with flag collections. And just a reminder to keep that great excitement rolling and those great results happening as you've kicked off those categories with early buy. So just to reiterate and recap, we have 573 new SKUs for January. Our ship dates, December 15th, of course, this is something new. In the years past, we've only shipped Valentine and St. Pat's for December 15th. We've ramped up and moved in all of our products so that we will start shipping December 15th, all designs in flags, mats, mail wraps, yard design, and door decor. Then on February 1 or sooner, we'll start with art planters, poles, mini art poles, the art pots, and our birding categories. February 15th, the painted peace chimes and the Wings of Whimsy designs will ship. And then True Cotton and Curly Girl, Birdsong, and Field Guide are all scheduled to ship. Obviously, we're working hard to get all of these categories in the door just as soon as we possibly can. So we'll continue to update you. This is where we're targeting right now. But as stuff starts to get ready to be shipped out of China and India and containers start to hit the water and stuff, we'll continue to update you and let you know when you can expect to have that product in. But everything's focused so that there's lots of product there for you to hopefully get a couple turns, get your first turn in and get your reorder just in time for Mom's Day.
Yeah, and I was thinking too, a reminder of first in, first out, and how important that is. Yeah.
Exactly. So get those orders written. All of us will be at Market in January. Margot will be there, so you'll have a chance to meet her. The whole team will be down. So we're excited to get geared up in just a couple weeks to see all of you at NSTM. I'm getting the money bags loaded, so I'm looking forward to finding all those results and kind of checking the numbers twice and getting some cash in hand, and then talking about some specific sales strategies on flags, poles, and planters as we head into January.
Excellent, excellent. Well, we ran long, but it was all amazing, good stuff. So we thank you both very much and your whole
Time,
Thanks so
everyone.
much. We
really
appreciate it.
and we will see you very soon. Thank you.
Thanks again. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.